So I was weaving together my little moon phase wall hanging here, and I just had the urge to turn on my camera and have a chat with you because it's kind of like a bit of a self-care day for me. I've got some color in my hair, and oh my god, the bloody glove broke and I have green everywhere. So that's why my hair's all up and you can sort of see it here. But I don't know, I thought I'd just turn on the camera, hang out with you, because Callum and I have been trying to like redecorate our house for a little while, and I've been really wanting to get the studio feeling not perfect, because I mean we all strive for perfect, but we're never ever going to achieve perfection, are we? But just feeling more like me, and I want to walk in and everything be organized and everything have a place. And yeah, it's taken me a while, I think, to really discover where I want everything. And I've always wanted these little moon phase that's black. If I spin it around, it's meant to all be black, but it's obviously flipping, and I didn't color both sides because I spray painted it. But yeah, and it goes down into this little moon phase, and then it goes into a circle, and then another little circle, and it'll hang along the wall. Sometimes I think I look at stuff and I just know that I could create it, and this was so easy. If you want me to do a tutorial, I can, but it was literally just air dry clay. I had like tiny little versions of these like egg ring, you know, cutter thingies. Yeah, and I just created it from that. It was so easy, and then I just spray painted it black. So you just put a little hole on either side like so, and then tie them together. It was really, really easy. I think I love that, you know, witchcraft on a budget, and you don't have to always spend like, I don't know, $60 on a freaking moon phase hanging. You can just make it for 10 bucks. It's so much easier and more, I don't know, like I don't only just have these. I'll see if I can find them with all the extra clay, like all of these eye shape ones where I'm gonna have this, and then like you know, little extra moons, and I made like little teardrops so I can have the eye with some like tears hanging down from there, and like little teeny tiny mini ones that I can put around. And yeah, I just think you can infuse your magic, and you can, you know, do things that are creative, like super creative, that are also witchy and pagan-y, and hang them up in your house. Why does everything have to be so complicated? I used to buy things from like Berserk and Killstar and these big alternative, you know, gothic brands for like little homeware things, and you know, you're paying like $60 or $70 for something that literally you can make for $10. And I'm all for spending money. Like I said, I used to all the time, but those things that I bought, like I just wasted so much money on them, like because I thought that I needed it, and then when I get it, it's just kind of like and I think when you create it with your hands and you put love into it, it's just so much nicer because it has a story, and you're able to weave your intention into it. Like I could have put like all crystals and herbs inside of this clay if I wanted to as well, and try and make a lot more of my stuff than go and buy things that I'm going to end up just, I don't know, not liking in the future. Okay, I've finished off the hanging. Let's put it up together. This is it here. So excuse my aircon, it's the middle of summer and there's no way I can live without it. But it's in this corner of my studio. And what I normally do is have dried herbs hanging on these little hooks. So it'll be cool because I can have like a dried bundle here and then a dried bundle there, and then the moon phases in between. I've got Lady Isis up the top there. So yeah, I'm really excited. Now I'm gonna go and make a tea and then we can have a chat. Cheers if you've got yours also. And I thought we could just sit and chat and just have a moment together. I've still got my hair dye in, so don't judge me, but I've just been feeling lately the call to do a lot of protective work. I think it makes sense because it's like one of the original forms of magic, and it's one of the most popular things that you can do when it comes to spiritual practices, witchcraft, and you know, pagan practices. And all cultures, like all of our ancient ancestors, all did things for protection because they obviously needed like physical protection, and we do too to a certain extent, but we're like lucky to live in the 21st century. But I don't know, I know so many of my clients, especially who have like been working in really competitive workplaces, like offices, or in you know, medical industries, places where you can ladder climb, people taking credit for other people's work. And yeah, just in general, I think it's important to still practice protective work. And I guess there are a lot of people who would argue that like you should just know you're protected and come into the consciousness of love and all that sort of stuff. But I just find myself always going to the old ways and like practicing the ways that my ancestors did and what feels really like right for me, even though I absolutely am a part of the new age you know, phenomena, I guess. And I do subscribe to, you know, that we are all one consciousness, all that sort of stuff, but I do find myself practicing old way magic. I don't know, what about you? Do you do a lot of protective work? Main protective things that I do is I create these spirit talismans, they're little needle felted pendants, and I put sigils and protective symbols all over them, but inside of them there are herbs, there are crystals, there are lots of magical things, and often always with the element of like intention setting for protection. And it's so wild how many times I've been wearing them when something happens and the talisman goes missing, cannot find it, and I honestly feel like it has copped the brunt of this energy and it really has protected me. Even I was in a car crash and I was wearing one and it was just the wildest experience. But anyway, I've been trying to make more of them because I have had so many people ask me if they're available. And the best thing is, if you're interested in one, signing up for my mailing list on my website. So then when they're ready, I'll send a big email out like with a shop update and you can check them out. So yeah, on my website you can see a bit more information about them as well. And it's the same with the spirit dolls. Like I have dolls all around my house. I also do like burying crystals. I do a lot of like energetic intention. And I actually think that's the most important thing when it comes to protection. You really want to create some like God's eyes, like the crosses with all the webbing around them. Someone also, I recently watched a video where she called them the Druid's eye. So yeah, I've been really feeling called to create more crafty, protective charms and talismans. Actually, I might even like do a video about it. So if you're interested, stay tuned, because I might just create like a protecting your home witchcraft edition kind of video. And I guess because I'm becoming a bit more visible in the world, like online, and I only just got TikTok the other day and I posted a video and it had like 17,000 people see it, and it just kind of like really brings into my awareness that that could also bring wanted attention, but also unwanted attention. So that's maybe why that protective quality is coming in, is just preparing for certain types of energy. Also, oh, that makes sense now. Thank you, Spirit. I just seen it in my mind. I did an interview for the Daily Mail, like a newspaper article about myself and being a witch, and the editor wanted more questions, so I don't know whether it's going to come out or not, but I know when that goes out, there's going to be a lot of unwanted attention as well. I guess maybe that as well, my energy is ramping up for whenever in the future that comes out. Yeah, protective work, and I've just gone on about like 5 minutes, but I really think it is so important to be thinking about, and not like we're not looking over our shoulder way, just so you know that you're protected in this world, you know? Because the thing that I always think of is like, if someone is looking at me, right, as I'm posting this video even, and who does she think she is? Doing YouTube. What is she doing? And every time that energy comes out of their mouth, they're weaving this thread. And if I don't have my, you know, guards up, and I don't, energetic guards, I mean, and I don't have these protections in place, I feel like it's really easy for that to start coming in. I even had a client once, and long story short, she had an ex that went to prison, and she had a full-blown demonic entity in her home, moving furniture and all this crazy stuff. It was like nightmare fuel. Like, oh my God, she had like sleep paralysis demon. It was awful. And her ex had just gone to jail, and you know, he's probably sitting in there thinking about her and stewing and sending this like awful energy her way. So it just makes me think about that. You know, sometimes when we are experiencing a bit of an off energy, or we're feeling a bit flat and dragged down, maybe we need to work on our protection. Maybe it's like having a crystal with us when we go to work, or you know, having like a talisman, you know, in and around in a car, whatever it may be. But other things in my world, I guess, like I said before, Callum and I want to like revamp our home a little bit. I do know I'm going to do a studio tour, like a proper welcome to my witchy studio. And once it's all done, so at the moment I'm currently painting the bricks up above me and just doing some final little things and getting everything where I want it to be permanently, because I'm sick of moving everything around. I just want it to be done and settled, and I want everything to have its own place. I don't know if you're like that. You need to have like everything having its own place and belonging somewhere, because I'm somebody who creates chaos. Like everything is always so chaotic in when I'm working, when I'm creating and crafting, and I turn around, I'm like, how did I create all of this mess? How did it happen? But I don't thrive in that mess, right? Like I create it really easy because I'm super chaotic, but I also don't thrive in it. So I find that like everything having a place, every single item having a place where it belongs, means that in that chaos, my brain can sometimes be like, okay, this belongs here, put this back here. But if it doesn't, oh my God, I just live in chaos otherwise. But it's really fun, like decorating and getting everything the way that I want it. Because I don't know, I feel like your home can sometimes be like a reflection of who you are, you know? And I am a very visual person. I'm a hairdresser, so I feel like everything for me is like, when you walk into a room, I want you to see who I am, you know? Like when you walk into my home, I feel like it is a visual representation of my essence, my personality. And I've really struggled for a long time to figure out who that is. Because on one side, I love like bohemian, like jungly plants and like rattan, like tan furniture and all that sort of stuff. But on the other hand, I love Victorian Gothic, like goth, Victorian vintage old stuff as well. It's like boho, goth. Like, how do those two worlds meet? Yeah, I just had to kind of like figure that out. Who am I? What do I love? And it really is like dark, maximalist, like gothic interior, like jungle vibes there. I guess that's the best way that I would describe me. And I think you just like walk in and feel like you're in like a little witch's cottage. That's the vibe that I'm after. And one of the reasons why I'm trying to redecorate and just make everything perfect, like, and make myself happy right now, is because it's sort of about manifestation. When you're manifesting, I feel like you're always, you know, looking out at the life that you want and that what you want to call in from the future, from a different timeline, and anchor it now. But I think sometimes too that can create so much more I want, and instead of like, what do I have now? What am I grateful for? And let me just live that life in the future right now. Like, how can I act and live like that future version of me? So that's really relevant for me because I always feel like I'm wanting something. For instance, 8 years ago, I was working at another salon for someone, and I wanted to have a home studio. I wanted to have a salon right here in this room. And it's all I used to think about. I had a vision board, I had a Pinterest, like I used to go to sleep at night visualizing, walking through and out in the garden, all that sort of stuff. So it took me a long time to manifest this studio space. I had my own business within 12 months of that dream. So it kind of did happen in 12 months, but the being in here took about seven years. The only like issue with that is that 6 and 7 years ago, I was in my early 20s. I'm now in my late 20s, and I'm a very different person than the young Samantha who dreamt up this vision. I'm in a different place. The vision's changed a lot. So yes, I manifested what I wanted, but what I wanted has changed. And now I want something different. And I want to get out of this constant trying to manifest these things in a want mentality, and manifest from a place of like grounded abundance, gratitude, and embodiment. So like the things that I want in the future very much stem around abundance, about I want to live in a property, I want to live in the Sunshine Coast hinterland. Like I want all of these things for my future, but I need to start living that life now. I need to start bringing in the abundance now and focusing on my now life as if it is the future, if that makes sense. So that's why making my house look and feel perfect and beautiful just the way that I want it right now, instead of being like, no, I'll just wait until the future and then I'll do whatever. You know, making sure my garden is abundant and not holding back, and just being so happy and grounded, and still calling in this big bright future that I want, but not sort of specific things in a sense of like, I want this house and this property, because you know what, I might get into the future and I get that house and property and I'm a very different person than the person right now. Like, that is the truth, it's going to happen. So instead of manifesting just these physical things that I might change my mind on in the future, or when I get it, it may not be everything that I thought it was, I want to manifest feelings and abundance and more of an energy type than a specific physical thing, if that kind of makes sense. I know it's a very like confusing topic, but yeah, that's kind of one of the biggest things that I've been going through. But again, I can talk about that in another video. We can do like a whole manifestation video if you want it. It's been really weird, this sort of format, making a video where I'm just sitting and chatting. To be honest, my favorite videos that I watch on YouTube are like artists and creators who are like doing something, they're kind of showing you around, but then they also sit and just have a chat and let you know like what they've been up to. Because I feel like it's a really reflective process. When someone's speaking authentically, it allows space for you to think and reflect on their words and how that affects you, or if you relate to them in some way. Because I always just envisioned that I would make these videos where I was like, hi, I'm Samantha, I know about crystals, let me teach you things, and just a very like informational kind of channel. That's what I always envisioned. And I never really thought about like sharing myself with people, like sharing my story, sharing my thoughts and my opinions, or just sharing my life with people. Just never really felt like I was ever going to do that. And probably just because of fear of being judged, fear of being criticized, because there are so many trolls and hateful people out on the internet. And yeah, like the more that I got pushed towards that, mainly from spirit, like messages coming through of like, you need to share your story and your personality. You need to be yourself and not like, oh, let's talk about something serious. Yeah, I kind of feel like the more I'm doing that, the better it feels, even though it's very scary to put yourself out there. But I think it's been connecting with people has been so awesome. Reading the comments of like everyone wanting to reach out and relating to some of the stories that I share, and especially being an Australian pagan, an Australian witch, it's really inspired me to just be more candid and to just not be a perfectionist. Like, I've got no makeup on, like not one little bit of makeup on my face right now, and that's really hard to like go and share a bloody whoever knows how long video of yourself with the world with no makeup and color in your hair. And I don't know, I hope that if you're watching this, you just see I'm healing as a person as I'm sharing online. And I'm sure one day I'll look back at these videos and be like, oh my God, Sam, what are you doing? But it's like, it's something that's really affected me, perfectionism. So this is really healing, just making a vlog about nothing. I don't know, just having a chat with you. Air is waking from his slumber. I hope that you have enjoyed this very impromptu video. I am gonna have to show you a little clip of my hair all fresh and dried and everything. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have another video later on this week because this is just so random. I have a planned video. But yeah, super nice to talk to you. I don't know guys what this video is. Sending you lots of love, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh, remember, you can check out my website sacredsolaris.com and all of my socials. They are either Samantha Solaris or Sacred Solaris. So check out those: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You know the drill. It's the next morning and I'm so excited. I finally found my SD card, my memory card, so I can start filming back on my beautiful camera instead of my iPhone. But in this light, you can't really see the green. It's like super dark, but I'll move into a brighter light. So you can kind of see it a little bit here. It's like a really beautiful, deep, rich emerald green. And in the sunlight, it's pretty crazy as well. You can kind of see it a lot more on this piece of hair. Fluffy little bear wanted to say hello as well. Say hello to YouTube. Have a beautiful day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.